Alright, so let's start today's lesson. First of all, I want to spend some time to explain your report class quiz. Since I saw that some of you haven't pulled up all of it, so let's take a look at your report class quiz. Now, which question should I go first? How about let's start with question 2, alright? Question 2, 1.25 times 96. Okay, now let me ask somebody. Now we're trying to do the decimal multiplication. What should we do first, Bernice? Sorry? Take away the decimal point, very good. So it becomes 125 times 96. So let's compute this equation. 5 times 7 equals to 30. So we're carrying digit 3. And 2 times 6 equals to 12 plus 3 equals to 15. So you get a 5 and carrying digit 1. And then 1 times 6 equals to 6 plus 1 equals to 7. But that is not all. You still need to compute 9 times 125. So 9 times 5 equals to 45. Oops, carrying digit 4. 9 times 2 equals to 18 plus 4 equals to 22. So you get a 2 here and a carrying digit 2. And then 9 times 1 equals to 9 plus 2 equals to 11. So you get a 1, 1, 2, 5. So then we add it together. So this is 0, this is 10. Now this is a carrying digit 1. So again 10, 2, 1. Now after we obtain this whole number result, what should we do next? We should Yeah. Now, where should I add this dot? I should move this dot how many places to the left? Why 2 places? Yeah. So in this computation, you see, after the decimal point, there is only 2 digits. So in the end, you need to move your decimal point from here 2 digits to the left, and then you get 120.00. But 120.00, you remember, the 0 after decimal point can be what? Can be ignored, right? So I can just write it as 120. So that is the answer. Alright, so remember, in your multiplication, in decimal operation, in decimal multiplication, first of all, you change to whole number. And the second step you do is to move your decimal point. Okay, Ziqi, can you tell me, when I move the decimal point, how do I determine and how many places do I need to move this point? So here, why am I moving this 2 times? So here there are 2 numbers after decimal point. Then what if I'm computing 1.257 times 0.17? Then how many times do I need to move the decimal point? Sorry, how many times? Okay, let's compute. Now, after this decimal point, how many numbers are there? 3 numbers, right? And then after this decimal point, how many numbers are there? 2. So in total, there are how many numbers after the decimal point? 5. So in the end, after you obtain the whole number result, you need to move the point by 5 times to the left. Okay. Let me give you another example. 0.197 times 0.3. This time, I need to move the decimal point by how many times? 4. Yes. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you move the times equals to the number after the decimal point. Alright, now let's take a look at the third question in your report class quiz. Right? 2 questions? Yeah, sure. But how about, alright, I'll give you 2 minutes to do a correction of it. Alright, time's up. Now let's take a look at the last question in your class quiz, alright? Okay, where is my class quiz? Alright, anyway, let's take a look at this addition. Now, when we're adding two decimal numbers, Charlotte, can you tell me? When I'm writing down this number, 46.19 and 53 plus 81, now what number they can be aligned? Oh, line the dots, very good. You remember when you tell last lesson. So line the dots, 53.81, right? Now we're adding together, starting from the smallest digit. 1 plus 9 equals to 10, okay, carrying digit. Now 1 plus 8 plus 1 equals to again 10. Again carrying digit, and a dot here. Now 6 plus 3 plus 1 equals to, again, 10. Now 1 plus 4 plus 5 equals to 10. So you get 100.00.
Oh.
So in the end, you can write it as 100 because it's 20, they are after the dot, so we can omit it. Alright, so that is the answer to this question. So again, how about let me give you 30 seconds if you didn't do it solve correctly, so you can now do correction. Alright, now time's up. Okay, so let's start the lesson. But do you still remember in last lesson we haven't covered question 3 and question 6, right? So now I'm going to cover this question 3 and question 6 for you. Now, first of all, question 3. 4.57 plus a lot of numbers over here. Now, of course, one way to solve it is to solve it in order, starting from left. After you compute this addition, compute this and this. But now let me tell you there is actually another faster way. You still remember in our second lesson we talked about finding the friend's number, right? Now in the same case as the decimal number. So in decimal number there are also friend numbers. Now let me ask somebody, maybe Ziqi can tell me, for these decimal numbers, can you guess which numbers they are friends? Now, do you still remember friend numbers? Now, for example, for number 9, what is its friend? 1, very good. And for 3? 7. Alright, 4? 6, perfect. Now here, when we are trying to observe the friend numbers, right? Again, you check the last digit. Now, for example, this 7, what is its friend? 3. Where is 3 here? You see here, there are 2 3's, right? So for this 4.57, you want to add 3.43 first or 5.83 first? Yeah, 3.43 first. Now let's observe what will happen here. If we add 4.57 and 3.43, now what will this equals to? Can you make a guess? Okay, if not, I can write down the column form. 4.57 plus 3.43. So this at 10, very good. How about this one? 10 again, alright. And this one? 4, 3, 1, 8, very good. So this result is 8. And then let's add 3.17 and 5.83 again first. So what is this result? Let me ask Bernice. Any idea? 9, perfect. So again, let me write down the column form for your reference. Plus 5.83. Again, this is 10. Now 1 plus 1 plus 8 equals to again 10. Now 1 plus 3 plus 5 equals to 9. So you're actually computing 8 plus 9 now. And the answer is 17. Alright, so I want to choose this question because you see, Even in decimal numbers, we can find friends. But recall that to find the friends, the last digit, they should be matched. Now, for example, this 7 is the second, is a hundredth digit in the decimal point, right? So similarly for this 3, it should also be in the hundredth digit. So this should be matched. Alright, now let's take a look at the second question. The second question involves subtraction. Alright. And bracket, yeah. So we'll see this question. Do you have any idea to solve it, Richard? Oh, you add this two first, right? Alright. That actually is also workable. But you see, when you're doing subtraction, do you still remember we can subtract what kind of number to make our computation simpler? We subtract the same last digits, right? So you see here we have a 0.32, right? Here also have a 0.32. Now if we can subtract these two numbers, the 0.32 will directly be cancelled out. So how about you see here? Let's break this bracket to make it to subtraction. Now if I'm going to subtract the sum of two numbers, I'm subtracting what? Yes. So now you're using 50.32 minus 12.5 and minus 5.32 and then plus 1.5 together. Now we can compute these two first because we can move the subtraction sign. So when you subtract them first, you get 50.32 minus 5.32. And then minus 12.5 plus 1.5. What is this result, Charlotte? First of all, 0.32 and 0.32, they cancel out, right? 0, 0, right? How about this one? 50 minus 5? 45. So this will directly becomes 45. And then minus 12.5 plus 1.5. Alright. Now, how about let's add them first? Starting from 45 and 1.5. So we'll add them first. You get 46.5. So these two add together. Okay, and minus 12.5. Okay, and the last step we can do subtraction. 46.5 minus 12.5. So again, this cancel out. 6 minus 2 equals to 4. This equals to 3. So you get 34.0. Now, which is 34. Perfect. So which is 34. Alright. So in this case, you'll see that when we are doing subtraction in your decimal number, you can compute them first. Because they have the same last digits, you see. If they have the same last digits, they will cancel out in the decimal parts. Alright, so that's how you do smart calculation in your decimal operation. Alright, let's move on to the last question in last lesson. That is question 6. You may wonder how to solve these questions. Actually, there are no smarter way to solve it. You just follow the order, starting from left to right. Alright, first of all, we'll see multiplication and addition. Which operation should we solve first? Multiplication, very good. Now, we should solve these two multiplication first. Alright, now let's try again. How to solve this multiplication, Richard? What is the first step we should do? You remember we need to treat it as a whole number, right? To do decimal operation. Yeah, take away the dots. Now for 0.0131, when we take away the dots, what number should we become? Yeah, 31, alright? 31 times what? 23? Yeah, 2302. But let's write down a small number below. and a large number above. Okay, so 2302 times your 31. Alright, let's try to do this computation. Aziji, can you tell me what digit should I put here? 2, very good. How about this one? So 0, very good. How about this one? 3 and 2. Alright, the next digit, this one? 3 times 2 equals to 6. How about this digit? 0 and 9. This one? 6. Alright. And then we add them together. Now you get 2, 6, 3, this 11, so this is 7. Alright. But that is not all. Again, we need to move the decimal point, right? Okay, so she can tell me how many points do I need to move? How many places do I need to move? 5? Yes, that is right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You need to move the point 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 times. So the answer, you need to apply the 0 in front. Here, this equals to 0.71362. Alright, a very large number. How about this one? We need to plus 2.4 times 1.3. Bernice, can you tell me how to compute this? Our first step is to do what? Take away the decimal. So it becomes 24 and what? So 2.4 and 1.3. We need to take away the decimal point. 13, very good. Alright, let me compute for you. So this is equals to 12, this equals to 7, 1, 4, 2. Add together, you get 3, 1, 2. Alright, so what's the next step we should do for this? After we obtain the whole number result, what should we do next? 31.2. Now you need to move the decimal point by how many times? 2 times, very good. Why 2? Yes, we have a 4 and a 3 here. So you need to move the point 1, 2 places to the left. So you get 3.12. Now let's add together. Oh my god. Again, when we add together, what should be aligned? Question? Yeah, we need to add the 0.71362 and the 3.12, right? This 3 should be written under which number? Under 0, excellent. So you see actually the dots here should be aligned. So every time in addition, you need to align the dots. But recall yes, subtraction also. But in your multiplication, you don't need to align the dots, okay? Yeah, because you first treat it as a whole number, there's no dots, alright? So 3.12. Oh, but there are no more numbers here, what should we do? Show it. 0, a pen 0 at the back. Alright, let's add it together. 2, 6, 3, 3, 8.3. Oh my god. So that is the answer to this question, alright? 3.83362. Oh, alright, a super large number. Okay, now the second question again is for you to do subtraction, but well, I guess now you know how to solve it, right? So I'll skip this question for now, alright? So with that said, we'll be moving forward to today's topic, that is the statistical graph problems. Now in your class, I believe you have learned the line graph, right? And how about the bar graph? Oh, you haven't learned? Alright, how about table? You all learned table, right? And how about pie chart? You haven't learned? Alright, today we're learning. So first of all, let's do a revision about the table, right? Now, question 1. The table below shows the prices of items sold at a store. Okay, let's observe in this table. Hey, we have an item here, we have a price. Now, what does this table mean? Let's say if I want to find out the comic book's price, what is its price? Okay, data. So it's 6.65, right? Very good. So that means on the left column, it represents the type of item. On the right column, it represents the price. Alright, now let's observe this question. Now, Jia Yi had $13. She bought two different items and paid more than $10 for these two items. Which were the two items she bought? How to approach this question? Any idea? Bernice, any idea? Guess and check. Okay. So we need to make sure it satisfies what condition here. Our sum of the cost should satisfy which condition? Okay, wait a second. Yes, under 13 and above 10. Right. So our item here should be larger than 10 and less than or equals to 13. Have you ever seen this sign before? This is larger, this is smaller. Alright. So that means this item should be between 10 and 13, alright? Okay, so how can we do the guess and check? Let me tell you a very, a method to help you avoid any omission or any repetition, alright? So we guess starting from the first item here. The calculator, let's say with the stapler, will this satisfy our condition? So why not? You're all nodding your head. Yeah, very good. So 7.80 plus 2.10 will give you 9.90. That is not more than 10. How about the next combination? This one? Richard? Oh, very good. Now you can check out first. 7 plus 6 equals to what? 13. Yeah, when at the sense it already passed. So again, this is not the answer we want. How about this one? Ziqi, can we, is the answer basic folder and the calculator? So 7.80 plus 0.85. Will this satisfy our condition? No? Yeah, very good. See, 7.80 plus, even if this is 1, you get a what? 8.80. But 8.0 is also less than 10. So again, this is not our answer. How about the last one? Charlotte, why are you, what do you say no? Very good. So this is again no. Alright, so the next step we should do, check out the stapler and yep, he never buy this calculator, alright? So let's cross out this answer. And then for stapler and the comic book, will that work? No, right? 2 plus 6 equals to 8. Now this never exceed 1. So again, this does not satisfy our condition. How about this one? Will this work? Why not? You see? Yeah, you only get 2.95. So again, this is not our answer. And the last one? How about this one? Bernice? Why not? Yeah, it's under $10. Alright. Again, no. Okay, now the next step we should do. After this, you see, this is also crossed out. Bye-bye. Alright, so let me erase this now. So the next step we should do, check out comic book and the plastic holder. Will that work? Again, no. How about this one? It work. So let's compute it. 6.65 plus your 5.45. First of all, this will give you 10. This will give you 11. Now this is 12.10. Yeah, so we finally find out. She bought what? A notebook and a comic book. Alright, so that is the answer. Notebook and a comic book. Oh, yours multiplied. Notebook and the comic book. Alright, so in short, when you see a table, when you're trying to find out two item sum from a few items, you can use this method to avoid any omission or repetition, alright? So let me write down the summary. In your summary, now when you're trying to find two item sum from a few, you use this method. What do we call this method? You will see that for this method, we constantly check forward, right? You check forward and you never go backward. So we call this, let's say, alright, forward checking method. Okay, let me name this as checking forward method. You never go back. Okay, checking forward. Alright, so that's all for. There's actually no real name for this method. So I come up with it. Because, okay, so you really want to name this, you call this enumeration method. Enumeration. Have you ever heard of this name? Enumeration. So it means you list out all the possibilities. But the process for this is looks like you're working forward, right? So let's just name it as you work forward. Alright. So you write down the summary. Alright. That will be all for question 1. Alright, let's move on to the question 2. Finish about the table, let's take a look at the bar graph. Okay, so first of all, it says that Peter sells 3 types of fruit juice. The bar graph shows the number of cups of each type of fruit juice sold by Peter on a particular day. Alright, now let's try to understand this bar graph. First check horizontally, what does this represent? Question? So you represent the what? Yeah, the number of cups. So in each interval, what is the number of cups in this interval? 2 cups, very good. So horizontally, this represents the number of cups. How about vertically? Vertically, it represents what? Bernice? So you see vertically you have 3 types of fruit juice, right? So vertical line it represents actually the type of fruit juice. For example, this bar it represents how many cups you sell for the mango juice. Like for this bar it represents how many cup of honey juice you sell. Now for example, Charlotte, can you tell me for this mango juice how many cups do we sell? 8 cups, very good. See, this is 8. So when you draw a line up, this is number 8. Alright, how about for honey juice? 6 cups, very good. Watermelon? And perfect. Alright, now this table represents the cost, the price of each cup of juice. Now watermelon costs $1, honeydew costs $1, and mango costs $2. We're trying to find out how much did Peter in total earned from the sales of this fruit juice. Right, so now try out by yourself. By the way, did you all bring your ruler? Did you all have a ruler? No? You have one? Which do you? Alright. Because later you're going to use a ruler, alright? So now let me use the two rulers. Okay. Oh no. Let me give another one. There we go. Later we're going to use this ruler. And see if I can find a large ruler. Okay, I can't find it because I also need a ruler. Yeah, no, not this one. For later. For later use because later we're gonna draw lines. Later you'll see. Because I can't use your ruler to draw a long line like this. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna use this one. Alright, so all of you get it correct. So I just fast forward for this question. Alright, Zi Qi, can you explain to me how do you compute the total amount of money he earned? Yeah, watermelon. You sold 10 cups of watermelon.
So you got 10.
Oh, $10. 10 times $1, right? And this for the watermelon. How about other juice? We have $6, yeah. So 6 times $1 equals 6. How about for the mango? 16. How do you get 16?
Because
8 times $2 equals 16. Alright. So when we got the cost or when we got the money earned from all these juice, what should we do next? You plus together, very good. So this is $10. This is $6. This is $16. When add them together, you'll get $32. Alright, so that is the answer. Okay, move forward to question 3. Question 3 is a little bit challenging now. So let's try to understand this question first. Now in question 3, the bar graph shows the number of files sold in from January to March. Alright, so in total there are 3 months in this bar graph. The number of files sold is not shown on the scale. So let's see here, there were in total 144 more files sold in March than in January. Alright, first of all, let's try to understand this graph. Again, let's try to observe it horizontally. Horizontally, what does this represent? Bernice? The horizontal line represents what? Yeah, the months. January, February, and March. How about vertically? What does this represent? Yeah, the number of files sold. But do we know now for each interval how much files it represents? We don't know. Then how can we find out this value here? Any idea? Okay, no worries. You see, in this question, the only information we know is what? 144, right? So, sorry? 144. So, March so more than January for 144 files. Now, can anybody draw for me? How do we indicate the difference in this graph? Ziqi, can you draw for me? Draw a line for me. Come. You can use this little chalk. There you go. Where is the difference? How do you draw? You can use this as a ruler. Right? What do you want to do? Where's January? Where's March? Yeah, it's January. So. Very good. So let's give him applause. Hey! Good job, Ziqi. So you see, this is the difference, right? This is 144. Now let me ask you, for this 144, it contains how many intervals? If you can't count it very clearly, just check out your paper. How many intervals are there for this 144? Anybody? Sorry? 5? Try to count it. 1, 2, 3, 4 units, right? Excellent. So in total, this 4 units equals to 144. How to find out one interval's value? Shannon? 144, yeah. 1 unit equals to 144 divided by 4. So it equals to, compute it faster, 10 seconds. Tell me when you will find the answer. Let's see who is the fastest. Oh, 63. Yes. Yeah, 63. So the answer here is 33. Right, 33. Any question? Wait, 36. 36, sorry. Oh, sorry, 36. Right. So Charlie, you are right. 36, alright? So 36 is the answer. Now, how do I find out how many files sold in March? Charlie? March has how many units? $16 units. How do you count it? Yeah, so we are counting, you see, there are 5, 5, 5, and an extra 1. So 15 plus 1 equals 16. Now, 16 times 36, and let's count it together. Alright, you can just also count it for me. 16 times 36, what does it equals to? Alright. Yeah, 576, right? 576? Let me check. 530. Okay, let me check again. Oh, 76. Okay, sorry. Alright, so yeah, the answer is 576. What happened? Any question? Right, let me again. 16 times 6. Ah, 3 times 6 is 18, right? You get a capital digit 1.
Oh.
So 3 plus 1 plus 1 equals to 4 plus 5. Alright, so for the same method, you can also count how many files are sold in January and February, right? This is 76. Now, let's count how many files are sold in January and February. Alright, Charlotte and Bernice, you count January, and Ziqi and Rich, you count February, right? Count for me. While I will try to compute this. 2, 4. Very good. Actually, it's 3, 2, 4. How about January? 423. Yes. 32. Okay. Yeah. 3. What? 3, 2, 4. 4, 3, 2. All right. So that will be. Oh, very good observer. Very good observation. So this is 322, right? This is 4, 3, 2. All right. What? Oh, 3. Okay, 3, 2, 4. 3, 2, 4, and 4, 3, 2. All right. Just forgive me. All right. Okay. Now, for question 1, what is the answer? How many files were sold in March? Bernice? So in March, there are how many files? Okay, 576. Right, 576. Now that is the question 1's answer. How about question 2? In question 2, the average number of files sold from January to May was 436. What was the average number of files sold in April and May? Any idea? Do you got any idea how to solve this question? Alright. Oh, you know how to? Oh, we add the 3 numbers together and divide by 3. But then we're computing what? The average from these 3 months, right? But now we are trying to compute the average from April and May. This is the average from January to March. Okay, now first of all, let me ask you a question. To compute the average for these 2 months, what information do we need to know? How to compute the average? The sum of April and May, and we all know there are 2 months, right? So now the only information we need to know is the sum of them, right? Now how to compute the sum of April and May? Divide by 5? Now the average from January to May is 436, right? So what is the sum of these files from January to May? Each month you have 436 in average. There are 5 months in total. So how to compute it? Times how much? How many months are there from January to May? 5 months, right? So now let me write down a table for you. Starting from January all the way to May, your average now we know is 436, right? And then we can compute the total number of files sold in these 5 months. So that is 436 times 5. All right. Let me compute for you now. This is 335. All right. 2180. And then this is the total from January to May, right? How do I compute the total from April to May? Any idea? We now know the total from January to May. We want to find out the total from April to May. What do we still need to find out? Alright, let me write down here. So you have months January 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Now you know this total value from January to May is 2180. We want to find out total from April to May. How do I find out this total value? We still need to know what? Yes, very good. So we need to add these 3 together to find out the sum from January to March. And then you use the total minus it. Alright. Okay, let's give it a pause. Okay, so let's add together, starting from January to March. What is its total value? It's 432 plus 324 plus 576. Okay, so you can also compute it for yourself. Let's see who is the fastest computer. Now this is 657 plus 576 plus 2, 2, 3, 1, 2. One, two, three, two, yes. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 2. So yeah, so now from January to March we have 1, 3, 2, 2 files in total. From January to May we have 2, 1, 8, 0. So that means we can compute now. Let me go down here. Question 2. Starting from April to May. For these 2 months in total we have 2, 1, 8, 0 minus 1, 3, 3, 2. And let me compute for you this time. The result is, let's say this is 848. After we obtain the total from April to May, that is 848, what should we do next to find out the average? Divide by 2, very good. You see, we have 2 months over here, so to find the average, you need to divide it by 2. 848 divided by 2, and we'll get 424. Alright, so that is the answer in this question. So in summary, in this question, to find out the average, we apply again a very important formula. Average equals to what? How to compute the average, class? Bernice? Plus number together, then divide it, very good. So you're actually using the total number of files divided the number of months. Right? So that is the formula for computing average number. Oh my god. Alright, finish. It's not as scary, right? You just need to use a lot of computation. Yeah. Wow. Exactly. Alright. Okay, now let's move on to the next question, alright? Alright, what time is it now? Okay, we still got time to go through another question. Let's take a look at the fourth question this time. Now the fourth question is a line graph problem. Straight away you'll see here, we have a line over here, right? So this is a line graph problem. Now, again, let's understand the graph first. Again, horizontally, what does this line represent? See? The time, very good. Now for each interval, how many times does it represent? Very good. So each interval represents 10 minutes. Then how about vertical line? Charlotte, can you tell me what does the vertical line represent? Amount of water in tank. Then for each interval, how many liters of water are they represented? For others, you can also try to figure out the answer. For each interval,
2.
Yeah. How do you get 2?
So it's 5.
Yes. So class, take a look at here. All right. Take a look at the blackboard. Now from 0 to 10 in total, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 intervals. So we use 10 divided by 5, you get 2. So each interval represents 2 liters of water. Alright, let me highlight this. This represents 2 liters of water. Now, how do I interpret this graph? For example, if I want to find out, let's say in 30 minutes time, what is the amount of water in the tank? How do I find this out? Any idea? Do you have any idea? If I want to find out in the 30 minutes time, what is the amount of water in the tank? How do you know it's 30? So, alright, very good. So now let me tell you the general way to get the data from this graph. First of all, if you are going to check, let's say in 30 minutes time, what is the amount of water? Starting from, okay, let's take a look at that one first. Alright. So starting from 30 minutes time, you draw a vertical line up. You draw a vertical line up until you meet this black line. Alright? And then what should we do next? The next step, you should draw a horizontal line to the left. So you draw a horizontal line until the 30, very good. Until you meet this 30. Alright. So first of all, draw a vertical line and then draw a horizontal line. And you check in horizontal line what value does it equals to. Now this line is 30, so you get 30. Alright, let me ask you another question. Let's say in when there are 20 liters of water in the tank, for instance, can you tell me what time is it? How do I check what time is it? Just tell me the working. 20 minutes, yeah, this is 20 minutes. Wait a second. Alright, how about let me ask you 24 minutes. In 24 minutes, when there are 24 liters of water, what is the time? First of all, we need to check where is 24, right? So starting from 20, we get 22 and 24. Now, in here, you draw a horizontal line to the right. Again, until you meet this black line here. And from this point, draw a vertical line down. And it meets what time? 20. So it means 20 minutes, right? So that means when there are 24 liters of water, the time is 20 minutes time. Ooh. Alright, so now you understand this graph. Let's take a look at the question. How many liters of water was in the tank in the 10 minutes after the tap was turned on? Okay, you try it by yourself first and tell me the answer. Alright? Remember to use your ruler, alright? Remember to use your ruler to draw horizontal and vertical line. Got an answer? How many support are there? Okay, so let's check. You already find the answer? Yes, 18. Okay. Now everybody stop writing and look at the blackboard, okay? So in question 1, how many liters of water was in the tank 10 minutes after the tap was turned on? So first step we should do is to check out where is this 10 minutes time, right? Now where's 10 minutes? Over here, this is 10 minutes. So when we find out this is 10 minutes, what should we do next? Philip? Draw which line, horizontal or vertical? Vertical line. So from 10, draw a vertical line up. So you'll see that in 10 minutes time, our amount of water is over here. Now what is this value? How do I check out this value? You see? Yeah, we draw a line to the left. Draw a horizontal line to the left. So the next step, draw a horizontal line to the left until you meet the vertical line here. Now, what is this value? 18, very good. Because here you have 20, you get one interval less than 20, so this value here is 18. Alright, so there are how many liters of water? 18 liters of water. And for question B, how many liters of water was added to the tank over the 6-minute period? Again, try by yourself first, right? You already find out? 42. Okay, how many liters of water was added to the tank over the 60 minutes? Now, 42 liters per minute. Alright, time's up. Now everybody take a look at the blackboard again, okay? Take a look at this question B. To find out how many liters of water was added to the tank over the 60-minute period, first of all, we are only trying to find out the amount added, right? So how do I compute the amount added to this tank? Ready? 42. Why 42 minus 12? So at 60 minutes time, we have 42 liters of water in the tank, right? Again, let me draw a vertical line up. So, oops, when I draw a line up, oh no. Alright, let me do it. Where is it? Okay, when I draw a line up, at the next step, we draw a line to the left. And this value is 42. Alright, but at first, we need to use the last the amount of water at last minus the amount of water at first to compute the amount of water added, right? So what is the amount of water at first? Here, what is this value? 10. 10 is over here, right? Now here we get one more interval than 10, so what is this value? 12 liters, very good. So at first you have 12 liters, at last you have 42 liters. How many liters are there added? Yeah, 42 minus 12, and you get 30 liters of water. Alright. So in this question, you will see that in the line graph, this is called a line graph, alright? This line represents the amount of water at any time. Now in this line graph, to find out the exact value in this line, first of all, you draw vertical line and draw horizontal line. So we call this the two-line method, okay? Two-line method, yeah. So to find the number in the line graph, use a two-line method. Horizontal line and vertical line to locate the value. Alright, after you write the summary, you are free to take a 10 minutes break. Các bạn có số thôi